middle of the night or just after bedtime. This is Stu, and I am joined by Tony Sawyer, who is not only the proprietor of Bob's Downtown Diner, but our main sponsor.
Thank you.
And once again, he's bailing us out. Mike went to a Mardi Gras ball last night, and those of you that have listened to the show for years know that if Mike goes to a Mardi Gras ball, Mike does not do sip and chew.
Or he doesn't do it well.
Yeah. He enjoys this season, the Mardi Gras season, the celebrations and everything. And Tony, honestly, he's only going, I think, to 3 balls this year, and for Mike, that's a great reduction.
Yeah.
He usually goes to every one of them.
I don't know how people do that. One's enough for me. I'm good.
I've made it through 50 years without having to go to one yet.
Well, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. All the food, all the alcohol you can drink.
We're going to go next year, I'm pretty sure.
And good food, usually.
Yeah, we had so much going on this year. This coming weekend is my birthday, and we're going to celebrate it at the Cheese Cottage.
Cool.
Doing a live sip and chew from the Cheese Cottage for my birthday. So everybody's invited to come out, and, don't feel obligated to bring presents or cake. Just don't show up if you don't.
That's right.
Right.
Just show up.
Yeah.
When's that going to be?
A week from today.
Ooh, okay. I missed that part.
No, yeah. The 24th of February.
Do we dare ask how old you will be?
51.
Wow.
Yeah.
You look pretty well for 50.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Darn right.
Hey, man, after what I've been through, I'd look pretty well just to be breathing. So
well,
that's all I'm thankful for every day.
Happy early birthday.
Well, thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else had a birthday?
Who?
The original Panini Pete's in Fairhope turned 13 this week.
That's right. They did, huh?
Yeah. And Pete put up a lot of interesting photographs from the years. And asked people that had worked for him to chime in and say what their most hated and their favorite song was from what he called the song list that wouldn't die. Apparently they all had to listen to the same music prepping for 13 years.
I can see that. Sometimes music inspires you to do something.
Yeah. And, whenever I've taken over a kitchen, the staff's always like, "Oh, Chef, what kind of music you going to listen to? Whatever makes you guys work. I don't care what's on. If it's what makes the kitchen groove, then that's what I want to hear."
Sometimes I'm just the opposite. I don't want music because I want to just concentrate on doing what I'm doing and getting it done. Everybody pay attention, focus, and get your job done. And afterwards, you can listen to music. I don't care. But while in the heat of the battle, focus on your job.
It's an interesting concept. I've been in a few kitchens like that were just quiet, and it's peaceful.
Yeah.
It is a different thing than everyone yelling and everything like that. There are some restaurants in New York where, all you ever hear is, "Can you pass me a plate?"
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, that seems weird. But the chefs that have worked in it say it ends up being the most refreshing thing.
Peace and quiet.
Yeah, peace and quiet instead of the chaos in there.
Hey, one of you guys will know this. Is Two Jacks in New Orleans still in business? Down there on Decatur Street. It was there. The last time I ate there, which was probably 15, 20 years ago, a restaurant had been in that place for at least 100 years.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm asking that is because they had this was summertime, a lot of waiters, I guess, that were coming over from France or somewhere.
Oh, really?
Because there was a lot of French being spoken. But during the meal, and they would bring out one course at a time. It was like a 7-course meal, and then you'd end with a little demi-tasse with that real strong coffee. But there was at least 2 near fights back in the kitchen, because you could hear them back there,
Yeah.
That's
don't like
not
the
kind of
fighting
atmosphere. It's like that TV show where they scream and holler and bang stuff around.
Yeah. Well, Charlie, I got to tell you, the first thing is that little tiny cup of strong coffee is called espresso.
Espresso. Yeah. I know. I never can keep track of all those coffees. But what a perfect way to end the meal.
Oh, yeah. That's a very Italian way to end a meal.
And if you didn't like what they had on the menu that day, you went somewhere else because this is it.
Yeah.
This is what we're serving today.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
You can get away with that. That works,
Well, the trend has been over the last few years, and I'm sure Tony's seen this too, smaller menus.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and Applebee's is a wonderful example. If you've got something on the menu for everyone, you don't have anything on the menu that's exceptional.
Yeah.
To be able to do that means you're settling for less. Mediocrity.
There was a little family Chinese type restaurant out here on Airport Boulevard across from Bel Air Mall. And I went in there and there was page after page after page of menu items, and I just got tired of looking, trying to find something I recognized.
It can be overwhelming. And, that is the secret to the Cheesecake Factory's success, is their menu is gigantic. They have different kitchens for different cuisine, but that's their gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll tell you one place that does it well. I don't know if you've been out to Simms and gone to Hickory Pit, but Brandon Van Hook, the owner out there, because Simms had so few options over the years, people would come in and go, I really wish you'd add this, wish you'd add this. His menu's 4 pages long. But 2 of them are breakfast.
Yeah.
And then the lunch dinner kind of transitions, and then he runs specials each day too. And it's a massive menu. And, I've talked to Chris Brill. He owns Simms House of Music. We both we really admire what Brandon does, but I'd hate to manage that menu.
Well, it's not, if you think about this, it's not hard to manage think about Forrest Gump, Bubble Gump Shrimp Factory or whatever, shrimp gumbo, shrimp this, shrimp that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got, one item you can cook 100 different ways. Why not do it?
Right. And I understand that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But when I see these menus where it's like Lobster Fest, at the same time they're doing an Italian feast and they have 5 or 6 Asian cuisines on there, they're getting into so many support ingredients.
Uh-huh.
That's where it becomes overwhelming.
You're
to
right.
me from a product management standpoint.
So if you look at my menu, I'm the same way about that. Sometimes I think maybe is this too much, and but if you have enough product there to feed a little bit of everybody, let's just see what happens. And if you come up with I want to make this and add this to the menu. Change your menu up every 6-8 months, something like that.
Right. You'll notice corporate restaurants, and they, we talk down about corporate restaurants, but they structurally wise, operationally wise, that's the way to learn.
Yes.
They change seasonal menus every 3 months. Well, what do you see chef-driven restaurants doing now? They're going back to a seasonal menu.
Right.
They change at minimum, 4 times a year. And I'm sure you've dealt with this, the people that come in and they go, oh man, you took such and such off the menu, man.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I come in here. Well, that's silly, to only go to a place for one thing when they've got a full menu of food.
Remember everybody, to each their own, and people
Right.
like certain things at certain restaurants. I get it at my restaurant too, hey, why'd you take this off? Well, I didn't take it off. If you want it, I'll still make it for you.
Yeah.
It's on my
anything that I can still make, that goes on my secret menu.
That's
I love when I was at Lucky, we had 4 or 5 items on our secret menu so the regulars could get them.
Right.
And but just if you've got a sandwich that you sell once a week to the one guy who only comes there for that one
take it
sandwich,
off.
it's time to get rid of it.
Right.
And I've been to so
That'll
many
help
restaurants.
unclutter, right?
Right. It will. Well, it's clearly not moving, so that's
Yeah.
wasted. That's money you're spending on product that isn't making.
Just like a retail store. If it sits
Exactly.
on the shelf gathering dust, don't restock it.
All right, and we got 30 seconds, so we're going to go to the break. I'm joined by Tony Sawyer, the owner of Bob's Downtown Diner, and we have a special guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. Chelsea Sayason, the new co-host of Studio 10, is going to call in this morning, and we're going to get to know her a little better. She's a Satsuma girl with
Awesome.
the UM, and
So we're having a star on the show?
a star in the making. Charlie, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but she was handpicked, and I don't know that she's got any television experience.
Mm-hmm.
First day, she's just comfortable,
Natural.
at ease. Yeah, they made a great choice.
Sometimes you can overtrain.
Right, exactly. Well, you remember when Cherish Lombard was there. Cherish was great right out of the box, too.
Yeah.
And now she's up in Nashville.
Hey, it's boom boom time.
Oh, yeah, we're playing the celebration music. They can still hear us, but the people can't.
Okay.
Thought I'd warn you of that.
Hey, y'all.
Atlanta.
Yeah, we got to get some people to call in this morning.
Does a new building with a wind rating of 175
later.
miles per
Man, we
hour
got our butt
appeal to
kicked
you?
yesterday.
Oh, I bet.
That certainly is within our capability.
This is the 2 weeks of the year you can pay all the bills,
For
isn't
almost
it?
50 years, Kimco has been
Plus
designing and
some.
constructing the highest quality
But,
steel buildings for our customers.
come the end of Mardi Gras, you just want to be closed that
Did
Wednesday.
Connie go Friday night? Is that when
They
they?
did,
Yeah.
For our community use. Or if you
We
just
were
want a Kimco
busy out
building for
ourselves.
yourself, please
Yeah,
And
everybody
it-
leaves downtown and goes
Well,
someplace to eat.
I mean, during the parade
Use
time, and that
state-of-the-art
was
software and
shocking.
years of experience
Because they were like, if it rains the parade out, we'll get killed. But if it doesn't,
You know a girl named
Check out our
Dana,
website at
Diana,
kimcobuildings.com or stop by our
Parsons?
40,000
Yeah.
square foot
She worked for
facility
me
on
for one
Pollard
day.
Road in Daphne.
yeah.
We're big enough to get the job
No,
done,
sir.
yet small enough to give you home
Was she on time?
That is
No.
KEM
That's why she don't work for me anymore.
251 626
Yeah, she,
0594.
We'll wait.
Our goal is to exceed your
This shit can go out.
expectations.
And, yeah, she can cook.
Man, you got to be motivated. You got to get there.
Yeah. Not
Just
bad.
one-on-one.
Yeah. Yeah, we were surprisingly busy Friday night.
Yeah,
We were Valentine's Day busy Friday night.
Man,
Surprise.
Burger, piled high with bacon.
Valentine's was a good night. I'm enjoying slapping pizza out there, man.
Yeah. Who you working for out there?
Chris Brill.
Oh, yeah, he's
you,
cool dude.
Yeah, you met him. And, it's one of those where it's
Sam's
perfect.
one day.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
By my buddy Sid from
Started
Sexton
talking about
Lawn
Sam.
and Landscaping.
I mean,
And
about
Sid,
food,
they
Sam.
say
Yeah.
ounce of prevention is worth a pound of
Yeah,
cure.
his dad
That's true
is
in our
on
lawns. It's so true with
Janino's,
our lawns
Janino's
and our
downtown,
trees,
Osos
shrubs,
3.
woody ornamentals,
He says
all of
he's
them.
had to
It
switch
really
to
is
Middleby
right
Marshall
now the best time
conveyor
to
ovens. He
get
said
out
he just
ahead
can't get
of
enough deck
weeds
ovens to keep
or
up in the summer.
insects or fungus.
I bet.
Please,
Yeah, he
let us
said,
get started
he goes,
now
my
and
dad
get
hates
ahead of these
having to
things.
use
It's
a
so much
press to
easier.
do the
And
dough
we have
just to get it out
programs
fast.
specifically
Put it
developed
in,
for us
press it
right
down.
here in our area.
But
We
it's
do.
still,
You know, we don't live
man,
in
their
Boston, we
dough
don't live
is
in
4
Nashville
ingredients.
even, or even Birmingham.
Flour,
the
salt,
environment's a
yeast,
little
water.
different, so we've got a
That's it.
program
The
for your
basic
woody
dough.
ornaments,
Yeah.
Basic
trees,
Yeah,
shrubs.
and
We've got a
it's
separate
so
program
simple
for
and
your
it's
lawn,
great at
whether
every
it's
one of them.
Centipede,
I mean,
St. Augustine,
it's the same
Zoysia, or
recipes
Bermuda.
that they're
We've
using
got
at
a
La
program for that,
Pizzeria,
and we think we
Papa's
can help you really
Place.
well with it.
It's
If we can
all
get started
the
early.
family, and then
So
Chris
let's
and
get
his
started
dad were
early.
friends
Get
of
in
the family,
contact. How
got
do
the
we do
same
it?
thing.
Just call
We use grana padano for the cheese
251-626-3309
instead
or
of,
online at
regular mozzarella.
sextonlandscapes.com or
And
any of
that's
our
for
social
that.
media
That's
outlets,
marinara.
Facebook,
The
Instagram, and
pizza
Twitter.
sauce is fantastic.
Coming
I'm
back.
enjoying the craftsmanship.
Better flavors, better,
Yeah,
end results.
Hey, I don't have my liners lined up. We'll
that's
just
fine.
go.
That's okay.
Mics are hot.
Hey, welcome back to Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu. Although it's a Mikeless morning, Mr. Bailey is recovering from whatever ball he went to last night, which I believe was Pharaoh. I'm not sure. That was the one we were going to try to go to.
Okay.
And we just, we've got so much going on, and I guess I should talk about some of that. At the end of March, Mike and I are endeavoring to go to Los Angeles, California, which is a suburb of Burbank, I believe. Isn't it, Charlie?
It's right below Hollywood.
Oh, okay. We have been nominated for a Taste Award, which is like the Emmys or the Academy Award for what Mike and I do. Mm-hmm. I went to this award show as a judge in 2011 and was just going to the award show and the after party, which Tony... I'll give California this. They throw a party. Oh, my gosh.
They got the money to do that stuff, too.
Yeah, well, that was the thing is everyone that was supplying things was doing it for free because they knew everybody at the party was a mover and a shaker.
Sure. Yeah.
And you hear social media influencers out there. That's what the entire crowd was there.
That's awesome.
And, and since I was there and had a nice suit, people thought I was important as well.
You are important.
Well, I am now. I was playing the part. It was an interesting experience because they were doing the red carpet interviews, E! Entertainment was. And it was a friend of mine and Mike's that was doing those. Daryl Robinson used to have a show on Food Network and where he did mixology.
Yeah.
Great show. He was a great guy. He just passed into sleep at age 50 despite being in perfect health. Just went to bed, woke up dead kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was a great guy, but I was standing there and they were watching the interviews and there was a lady, Yvonne Morales, who I've actually interviewed for other stuff, just did a wonderful documentary in the last year about food in Cuba that has won a lot of awards. And she goes, "Are you going to step up and do your interview?" What do I do? She goes, "You just walk up there like you effing belong here." So, guy got in line, stepped up. Daryl Robinson goes, "All right, Chef, tell us about yourself." So I did the whole little thing like that, and I went, "So that's how Hollywood's done?" She goes, "Yeah, you just pretend like you belong. People assume you belong, and that's how you become a celebrity.
I'll be.
You just act like one."
Hey, I'm a celebrity in my own rights.
Yeah, there you go. But it was a great experience. I met Bobby Bogner, who's the host of Food Tech on History Channel, and we've remained friends since then. Nathan Lyon, who's the guy Guy Fieri beat out to be the Food Network star the year he won. Nathan's gone on to have an Emmy Award nominated show, and he's been on I think it was Creating a Greener Planet on PBS, Lion in the Kitchen. That's a good play on his last name.
Yeah.
I mean, I met so many people there. Susan Irby, the bikini chef, who was still the MC of the events, and I'm looking forward to seeing her again. She's a good Georgia girl
Yeah.
that moved out to L.A. And I just met so many people. Mindy Kaling, who was from The Office. This was before she really hit. She was at the party, and just a delight. And I'll tell you, Tony, there were fashion models there that you would still be staring up at.
Wow.
I mean, just these beautiful women who are 6'5" and then wearing heels. And I was, they probably thought I was going to be some bumpkin from Alabama that couldn't speak intelligently, and I hope I surprised them. And I was astonished at the things they were wanting to talk about. Because you get this image from Hollywood that, models are just, cocaine. That's all that their entire life is. But these women were intelligent. They had knowledgeable views on the world. It was a great experience, and man, I'm telling you, the free food and free drink.
Good, phenomenal, huh?
Yeah, because they just go, "Oh, I've got this new premium vodka that we're rolling out. Can we come and just give it to everybody?"
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so
I'll drink what I can. I'll drink myself.
So Mike has listened to the stories of that event, and now he wants us to go out to Beverly Hills.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. How's that coming along? Pretty good?
He tells me everything is pretty good. He just checks in. He goes, "Flights are covered." Then the next day, just about got the hotel room knocked
Well, what
down.
can we do different? What can the community do different to help you guys out?
Hey, anything you want to contribute if you'd like to, and Mike and I are willing to prostitute ourselves. If you want to have a big dinner party, about 8 or 10 guests, you get in touch with Mike on Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll sign it up. And
Y'all have done that before, haven't you?
Yeah, we did that for a charity event last year. Mike, actually, it was the people at Patches Lounge out in West Mobile or South Mobile, whatever you call Demetropolis in government, that area. Mike had been a regular there for years, and after Brandon passed away, they wanted to hold a fundraiser to help Mike pay for the funeral expenses. Right. And one of the things we auctioned off was you get to sip and chew with Mike and Stu, and we went out to this wonderful couple's house out on Mobile Bay. Yeah, see, this is terrible. I have to go out to this beautiful home on this bay with this great view and go in their wonderful kitchen and cook dinner. And then the party afterwards, we just mingled with everyone. It's a great event. I believe they won that for like $850.
That's awesome.
They fed a dozen people for $850 in their home, 4 courses. Mike paired wines with each course that I did, talks about the wine. He sits out there and visits while I'm in the kitchen slaving away.
Yeah.
So it's a great deal for him. So if you would like to arrange one of those, if you've got an anniversary party coming up.
Or a family reunion, maybe.
Oh, I don't know about that, man. Some of these families got 100 people.
Well, it's okay. Hey, I'll help you do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, you can get some help.
Yeah. But just contact Mike. And this is something he and I have been talking about. Our buddy Chris Sherrill has been doing a lot of these in-home chef parties where we just come into your home, we take over your kitchen, we cook you a fabulous meal, pair it up with some nice wine or beer. I honestly love doing a beer pairing.
Yeah.
So if somebody just wanted to toss a check in the fund, how can they do that?
Contact Mike Bailey
How?
on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, contact him. But you can always email us. We have our own email address for the show, sipandchew@mail.com.
At mail.com.
Mail.com.
M-A-I-L.
Yep, mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now,
That's easy.
help me with a little advanced planning. If y'all go to Beverly Hills, does that mean you'll be out there over a weekend?
Yeah, well, actually, the flights are booked for 7 o'clock out of New Orleans Sunday morning, which means, Charlie, you get to run a Best Of show that Sunday.
Well, either that or me and Phil are going to take over.
Oh, my goodness.
And we'll talk about
Sip
eating
and chew with Charlie and Phil talking about going to Applebee's.
and the Waffle House.
Oh, Lord.
Now, Waffle House is classy food. Now.
Well, now,
That's a high-end
I
establishment.
wonder how they did on Valentine's with that stuff.
I don't know. We rode by the one in Sims, and it was empty. And I almost suggested to Heather, do you just want to go to Waffle House?
Did they do something special for Valentine?
Some of them were dimming the lights and putting candles on there, and you could set reservations for 2. And
Oh, wow.
Charlie's sitting here going, I know what I'm doing next year for Valentine's.
There you go.
Hey, I think it's a great idea. You know, I mean, they're stepping their game up.
Well, it's also, that's one of those times of year where they aren't busy, which is rare. Well, wouldn't you want to be busy?
Sure, drive business.
Yeah, and I get it. Little sandwich shops want to do stuff like that, and that, you know, that's great for high school kids.
Yeah.
They don't need to be spending money as much as we would like to take their money. You know, a couple of 16-year-olds don't need to be dropping $75 or $100 on a Valentine's dinner when you can.
And feeling uncomfortable sitting there
Right.
having the meal.
Yeah, it should be fun. You know what Heather and I had for Valentine's dinner? A box of frozen taquitos, and we dunked them in Italian dressing.
I'll be.
We ate
easy.
chocolates at my house.
Yeah, but last night I cooked her our Valentine's, because you know in this business you don't get Valentine's Day. So I went and helped other people's Valentine's Day be great. We did ours yesterday. Went to Rouse's, got a 21-day dry-aged ribeye steak. Just for the 2 of us, Pittsburgh rare, Tony, with my own
Yum.
Stu's sizzling seasoning on it. It's a version of what we used to run at Lucky, but I add in some spice. A little habanero, a little crushed red pepper flake, just coated on both sides, Pittsburgh rare. Did Brabant potatoes in my deep fryer. And Charlie, that fancy word, it's a hash brown.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cubed potatoes that
Yeah.
you do the twice fry like a French fry method. And it was a Creole spin on steak frites. And just laid the steak over the home fries and then topped it with a crawfish Creole sauce. You know, just simple reduction of heavy cream, a little blackening seasoning, and some Bow Bridge, Louisiana crawfish mixed in there.
Yum, yum.
Well,
She
I
was
love
very
Bro-
happy
I love
with
Bro
it.
Bridge.
Yeah. And
If you want Cajun, that's
yeah, so I just called it steak frites a la Mardi Gras. And I had been planning that deal and almost weren't able to get any crawfish. We went to Rouse's, and, you know, all I need for something like that's like a pound. Shell them myself and like that. And he said, well, boss, we ran out of crawfish about 11 o'clock this morning. But they had some in the freezer section because my fallback was going to be scallops. Poor Heather, right?
Or crab meat, lump crab meat.
Lump crab meat. Oh, man, I don't like what you think.
Jumbo lump.
Oh, now he's talking my
that's what
language.
I'm- yeah, it's
Talking my
25
language
pounds.
right there.
See, we need to have Tony come back and let's set up a little stove out here in the lobby and
Hey, I can do that.
cook
yeah.
and put a microphone out there.
Yeah.
I still say we're
Put
going to
on
have
the
Chris
air.
Sherrill come on here and break down lionfish blindfolded again.
He can do that. Huh?
He said he has retired from cleaning lionfish blindfolded.
Wow.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, but see, it's radio. Nobody would actually know. We go, oh, Chris, you almost stuck yourself there, and he's actually over there taking a nap. You would be surprised the things I have seen that man break down blindfolded.
He's a phenomenal chef.
He really is.
He
And
is.
Got a lot of great talent, and you fall a boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete's a phenomenal chef, too.
Oh,
Happy
okay.
birthday, Panini Pete's over in
Yeah,
Fayetteville.
and we will be talking about your Sunset Grill wine dinner this week.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got something. I think it's Tuesday. It's the 19th. I know that.
You know,
Something wicked
in
going
our
on.
area, there's never a dull moment or a dull weekend if you just
No.
look around.
And you know, our buddy Bill Finch will tell you, spring is here.
Feels
Oh,
great
yeah, it's been
outside.
here.
It is
It
spring
is.
in Mobile. Forget the calendar. And spring in this area, food festivals, all that. We got the Cajun Cook-Off coming up downtown. That's right around the corner.
Yeah.
We got to go there, Charlie.
Yeah, time to get in the mood.
All right. Hopefully when we get back, we'll get to speak with Chelsea from Studio 10, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. And we're going to keep talking with our good friend Tony Sawyer from Bob's Downtown Diner.
Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. You have to be quick.
All of that. That's a great article that Andy wrote. Did you read it? On Valentine's Day from Lagniappe. He said he was sending his love out to all the restaurant people. And he detailed how hard it is to own a restaurant. He said, especially in this town. He goes, and he talked about, he said, I've been at these cook-offs. there's someone cooking under a tent, the fire department comes up and tells them, you can't have that flame under the tent, so now they're going to move outside the tent. Then the health department comes behind them and says, you can't have that flame outside the tent, and they have to put it back up. He said he watched one contestant just put it half under the tent, half out. And he said, and that's what the restaurant workers feel. Rules that are made up on the fly, have no scientific backing, it's just power.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know, restaurants,
It's bad in most cities.
95% of your headache is your employees.
Yeah.
Hey, Philip.
You know, I mean, it's true. 95% of the headache is the employees. I've been lucky.
Yeah.
I really have been.
When you get a good crew.
I wanted to just show you something
this
else.
crew that I'm working with.
I don't know if it'll ever come up for you, but in case the way I played that last thing, there's a whole thing of Mardi Gras
Every
songs
single
in the
person that I've
1000.
seen comes
But
in.
there's tons of
knows
music
they have a
in there.
job to do.
And I just
try
plugged it in and stuck it in
They're just
front
there to do
of
the job.
the
Well,
stop
see, you know,
set.
my little restaurant, my
So
little
when I hit
kitchen,
it
everybody does
manually, it
everything.
played
I
the
expect
bump.
it to do
All
it.
I had to do is
Right.
keep the pot down and get
Like
rid of
yesterday, we had our ass
the automated bump.
6 hours.
Yeah.
So that's
Every
what I'm
30
going to
minutes,
do
I
on
go back
this
there and
one.
just go, all right, guys, I want y'all to
All right,
switch
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Switch positions. Well, he's not that
And see,
strong.
that
I don't
way,
care.
it'll
Switch up.
go
He's gotta
next.
get stronger. Switch
Yeah.
up.
The next
Trial by
one.
fire, that's how
You
you
know,
do
and
it.
then 30 minutes
But,
later,
you know,
go back in,
sometimes
switch it
doing
up.
this show, there's
Two
a
or three times
special
doing that.
occasion where you want to
They
use
start
different
picking
music.
themselves.
Yeah.
Well, how'd your day go? Man, it went good, dude. We had a great day. Everybody stayed in the heel. They were all nice, cool, calm, and collected.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Put out good food.
Well, whenever I stretch, I'm usually sitting here clicking on that
Yeah.
bottom bar,
I mean,
so it won't
yeah, I
play.
mean, the reality is you'd like every dish to be
But with
perfect
Bill,
all
that
the
can
time,
be,
so it's harder, but-
you can lose a finger
The
trying to
universe
keep
doesn't care.
clicking until he goes
And
to
at some
break.
point, you have to go with speed over plating. Yeah, you can have good food that's a little ugly that's still good food.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, I mean, yesterday was our busiest day time-wise. So they put out a $500 hour, an $800 hour, a $1,000 hour, an $800 hour, a $600.
Man, that is slinging some hash right there.
That's correct.
Well,
Last spot.
phenomenal, man. I'm just like, wow, man, you guys did a great job. Even though they screwed up a lot of shit, I didn't tell them that.
Yeah.
I'm working in a different, 2019, I'm working different. I'm working into build them up, build them up, build them up, build them up. But I'll tear them down, but I'll build them up so much. And then I'll tear them down little pieces at a time.
Well, you know, when I was early on in this industry, and I was working for Domino's, and they had a great training course for their management training that was based on what McDonald's used. You know, that's a great formula for organization. Thank you. And one of the first things they preached was praise in public, discipline in private. You should never dress someone down in front of other people. And I tried to, sometimes you can't help it. But, you know, I always try to pull them aside.
Because it reflects badly on the whole.
Well, I think there's two ways about that. Because when I was growing up in this business,
We're coming back, guys.
he got me right.
Yeah.
And he didn't care who was around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Patty from the warehouse.
Just do it right the first time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mics are hot.
Oh, patty cake. She was in here last week, and I believe Charlie was in a diabetic coma by the end of the day.
Yeah, he was telling me about those king cakes.
And I'll
Oh,
tell you
my
what, those king cakes, that was the best one I've ever had. It was
Yeah.
actually good.
Yeah. They were still warm from the oven.
Mm-hmm.
Yum, yum.
And
I took one home.
yeah, I took the medium-sized one home.
Yeah.
Heather and I ate on it for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I took the other half, you'll appreciate this, cut it into 3 big pieces, threw it in the freezer, and in a week or two, we're going to have king cake bread pudding.
Nice.
Just
Oh, yeah.
chop it up, mix
What
it
a
in
thought.
there. I've got some spice cake left over from Christmas that we trimmed it up, and so I threw the trimmings in the freezer. Folks, bread, just regular bread, is not the only thing you can stick in bread pudding.
Put some whiskey sauce on top or vanilla whiskey sauce.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, Bob Omansky at Winston's, they have that Captain Morgan Trump sauce for their bread pudding that is just fantastic. And it's the same thing as the whiskey. You just, instead of whiskey, you use Captain Morgan's. It's 3 ingredients.
Is it true when you use something like that in a recipe that the alcohol is all gone?
It depends. Not all of it. You will never get all of it out, but you
Uh-huh.
will get it way below anything that enough to get
So
you
what's
drunk. But it
left
depends.
basically is the flavor.
Flavors.
Right. It evaporates a lot of the water when it's burning off the alcohol as well. So it concentrates what flavor is left. and you get the essence of it. But there will always be, to a certain degree, some amount of alcohol, and some things you don't take any of it. Like rum cake is a cake soaked with rum. Tortuga, oh, those, ooh. If you got anybody going to the Keys, tell them to bring you back a Tortuga rum cake. It's a little bundt cake, perfect for one person, and don't drive.
And they make a variety of cakes.
Mm-hmm.
They do make.
Yeah, they got a key lime flavored one of these things, but
if you go downtown and get on the Fantasy and go down to the island or go down to Mexico, they're in the gift shop or the gift shop.
Can't you just do a shot of rum and eat a piece of cake at the same time and get the
Well,
same
after
effect?
the first cake and the first bottle of rum, who cares?
Right?
Yeah.
that
No, actually, they're very good.
They are. I had someone bring some back. You know, John Gibson, who was the chef at Bill's by the Beach before Rudy Rudolph.
Are we supposed to call her?
No, she's going to call him when she gets a chance.
All right.
John Gibson is down in the Keys now, Esmeralda, Florida, at a barbecue place.
Alamorada.
Oh, thank you. Alamorada. Listen to the fancy guy here.
You're still thinking about those models out in California.
And, so if we find out John's coming back, hey, man, load up the saddlebags from that new hog you just got with some of those Tortuga.
I heard Bill's by the Beach isn't open anymore.
They have, Rudy left last fall.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's back in Pensacola doing something. And I just think Bob was like, okay, we've had our run.
Yeah.
This is a hard business to be in.
Well, it is.
He spent a lot of money in that building,
I
too.
sure hate to hear that.
Yeah, it was a great restaurant.
Yeah.
John had a menu that got Food Network's attention. And then, Rudy's no slouch either.
Rudy's great in the kitchen.
Yeah, and that was what I told Bob when John left and Rudy was his hire. I said, you do realize you just hired one of the few chefs to ever beat John in a cook-off. Rudy did a dish for the Seafood Qualifier World Food Championships. In 2015, I was still recovering and couldn't compete, but I went down there and judged 2 days' worth of these throwdowns, which were fantastic. And Rudy did a dish with pink-eyed peas.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. They look like black-eyed peas, but a nice, beautiful pink ring right around the black eye that he had grown in his garden. Simple little salad that he'd grown in his garden. He had these blistered heirloom cherry tomatoes that he grew in his garden. And we're eating this dish, and it's so perfect. And Tony, 5 feet before the plate gets there, you smell the ham in his beans.
Mm.
Just before it gets there, you can already pick up that waft of smoke. Mm-hmm. And you know it's there. And we're all eating this thinking, this is like Grandma opened up a bistro in Manhattan.
Rudy's daddy, George, had the Orr House down at Gulf Shores for years. And his father and my father were good friends. And George is a great chef. He was a great chef. Mm-hmm. And Rudy took a lot off of him to, get to where he's at today. And he's got his imagination is just phenomenal.
It really is.
Yeah, his taste buds are work.
We were almost done with the dish before we realized what we were eating was shrimp and grits. And, oh, man, he had gotten, was it Avery Brothers grits out of Georgia? Mm-hmm. Charlie, I don't know if you've ever had Avery Brothers grits.
I don't think so.
The grits are much larger than what you're used to, but so light and fluffy. It's like tiny little dumplings. They're phenomenal grits.
Hey, since the two of you are experts.
I wouldn't go that far.
We thought about napping?
No, I want to know. I've always wondered, and I guess I just could have looked it up, but is there a relationship between hominy and grits?
Grits are hominy.
Well, I know that, but is it just the size?
Actually, hominy is an interesting story. Hominy. I really would ask Bill on his show too, because he knows more of the actual anthropology and history behind
I didn't mean to get you off topic, but it's one of those questions.
Hominy is corn that the Mesoamericans would kind of ferment, or it was a way to make it last longer, but they put it in a chemical solution, and there's a strong base or an acid that's in it, and I forget what it is. And like I say, Bill can give you that. That's what turns it white. It makes the kernels puff up really big because it absorbs all of this. And then that turned it into hominy, or pozole, as they called it in Mesoamerica. And then you dry it out now, and grind it just like you would cornmeal, and you get grits.
Oh, okay. So it is the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just dried, ground up. And then yellow grits, I believe, are just from yellow corn, not hominy. And I love the yellow grits, and actually some of the best yellow grits in the country, right here in Mobile County, Dixie Lily.
Yes, sir.
That is my grits of preference. And they are so good, but that color makes it look like there's already tons of cheddar cheese in it.
Yeah.
Or a natto seed or something. It's just that brilliant yellow color.
Butter.
Well, butter's good too. But I have found, I got into the whole cheese grit thing like everyone else because it's a wonderful addition to cheese, to
yes,
grits
sir.
is cheese. And then I started tinkering around. I found out I don't use any cheese anymore. I use water, put in chicken base into the water, plenty of garlic, finish with heavy cream or whole milk. I get that same creaminess you do from cheese grits, but you get the grit flavor pronounced. And when you've got really good grits, that's a great thing to do. But then again, some blue cheese in there does not hurt.
I like some blue cheese, man.
Or goat
I'm all
cheese.
about blue cheese.
Yeah.
Roquefort.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
you said
that's serious.
people, hey, what is Roquefort cheese? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Blue cheese made with goat's milk. Yeah, so it's a little goatier.
There's so many different variations of grits that's out there of food in general. I just try and keep things simple down at the restaurant.
Right.
Water, salt, butter, bam, there you go. Hook it up.
And that's all good.
Yeah, that is all. And I did all kinds of fancy cheese grits and cream grits for my dad, and he loved all of them. But he said, "Son, I just like mine boiled in water with some salt."
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Although Zia's rotisserie, they cook their grits in nothing but cream, and then they put in that charred corn at the end. Those were some of the best grits I've ever had at a restaurant.
Yeah, I bet.
and
That sounds good.
Yeah, and then they top them with green onions. And they used to say people come in here and just get 2 quarts of the grits and nothing else and go home. Get them to go. And it's sad that we don't have the one in Mobile, but it is getting ready to reopen as a seafood restaurant. I passed by there at Airport and University, the Zia's that used to be there. I think that parking lot killed Zia's more than anything. I mean,
Is it the same family that's opening up?
I'm not sure. This may be locally owned.
Okay.
Yeah, I just happened to drive by. I saw it the other day, and I went, going to have to investigate that a little more. But, there's always this adage that you hear all the time from people who don't know anything about restaurants. If the food's good, they'll find you. That's not true.
No,
there have been some, where Shockley is now, at Noja. 10, 15 years ago, there's a great restaurant there called Guinevere's. Phenomenal food, cutting edge. They did an absolute vodka vinaigrette for their salads. Everything was just immaculate. But it was that one block off of Dolphin Street, and at that time, if you were a block off of Dolphin Street, nobody was going to go there.
Yeah, that's what's happening with my location.
Right.
And as downtown grows, people are veering off. Look at the cheese cottage. There's 3 blocks off, 6 blocks off.
Yeah.
So, that in that area is growing down there. More people are coming downtown to visit. So, I just got lucky, I guess. In a
Can I
sense
say
of
something
there.
about that, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can talk to city council. We went down from West Mobile, went down Dolphin, and with the one-way streets, we're trying to figure out, all right,
Uncle Don.
do we take a left and go up to St. Francis, a block at Cathedral Square? Well, that worked all right, except we were 1 block too far off. It would be easier to go up to Bienville Square, get on St. Francis, and go out that way, and you're on the left, and the parking is all over that corner, too.
And just go on the corner of Fat and Happy. Just remember that.
But doesn't Jackson go the other way, south?
It goes north. It's one way.
Yeah. But you gotta hit Jackson Street. That's what that was the
Jackson
information I didn't have.
Park on St. Michael, behind the bar.
Well,
There's a free lot back there. They just paved it. A lot of restaurant workers know about this park.
Oh, yeah. This time of year, you can't park down there because they're charging money.
Yeah, well, I don't blame them.
no, get it while you can.
All right, folks, we got 30 seconds left in this segment. If you want to get in on the action, it's 343-0106. You can also textify. And I've got some of those that's going up here other than going for the war show.
Yeah,
what
somebody
on
needs to
earth
call
would
in.
possess you to go to Los Angeles? David,
Yeah.
They might give us an award.
I'd have to tell them when he
That
come back.
possesses me to go there. Plus, I met Wolfgang Puck last time. Who am I going to meet this time?
Don't know.
343-0106. We got one segment left.
No Chelsea today, huh?
Guess not. She's still new at this.
She needs to call in.
She's been a star for 2 weeks. She is very charming on screen. They made a good choice.
Yeah, I'm excited about this next week coming up next 2 weeks. Ash Wednesday every year, I take everybody over, all my staff over to Ruth Chris.
Wow.
Treat them.
Take them where?
Take them to Ruth Chris.
Celebrating 50 years of dipping.
Well, it sounds like next year I need to come do a little headhunting down
You know,
there.
I mean, here's the deal. Here's what they do. For everybody that's down in downtown that works Mardi Gras, only the restaurants down there, will they offer this half off too. So, you know, our restaurant, let's see, who all does it? It's Bob's, Haley's, Alchemy, Noel Broughton does it for his people.
Noel's a good guy.
Or try Cammy's famous king cake ice cream. Cinnamon ice cream made with
Matt does it over at the Beer Garden and somebody
and a
else.
swirl of cream
6 or
cheese.
7 restaurants typically, you know, will go in and get 10, 12, 14, 18 people.
Well, I wish your girl had called in.
Yeah,
Emmett.
and she may call in the last segment. She may have forgot to set her alarm. This is all new for her.
See, I just do that just so, you know, to show them that, hey man, I really care about you guys and thank you.
I appreciate that. You know, there's a tradition in northern restaurants that for whatever reason never made it to the South, and that's called family meal, Charlie. They take the family meal. They take the leftovers from everything they were preparing for the morning. Somebody comes up with something for that. The whole staff sits down together and eats together like a family before opening time. They'll do it, especially in New York and everything. It's right before the dinner shift starts.
Yeah.
And they all sit down together, and then as soon as they're done eating, they get up, everyone clears the tables, and I think that builds your team a lot better.
Yes, it does.
When you sit down and share a meal with somebody, you're sharing a lot more than just the food on the plate.
There's always a social element in the meal.
Right, and I think that builds strong teams. But I've never worked any place that did that. But I've always worked down here in the South, where it's not really a Southern tradition, and it comes from the Italian families.
It does, big time.
Yeah.
And Tony, we'll be changing the copy again in another week or so
For what?
on these spots. So it's not just the same thing all the time.
Whatever you want to do, Don. It's up to you.
Just want to send you some more faces, man.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I'm excited about what's coming up in 2019. I had a movie company come in the other day and asked me to rent my place out. They wanted to do it Saturday of Joe Kane weekend. And I looked at that guy and I said, "What day are you thinking about?" And he told me, I said, "No, I'm out, man." "Well, you don't even know what we're on." I said, "I don't care. That day, we're out. That's a $10,000 day for me. I'm sorry, I'm out."
And
He said, "Well, we have a budget." And I said, "You can keep your budget. Yeah, it's not about that."
Can you set tables up outside?
We do, yes, sir. Yeah.
it's dining al fresco, Charlie.
You know,
Coming back, guys.
that's big.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's something cool that I want to be a part of.
Oh, I get it.
Tawny Carter from the Pop and Gavel in Monroeville. And
Tony, have you ever met Tawny?
I have not, no, sir. I don't think I have.
Her restaurant is in Monroeville.
Okay, that's up the street from here.
Yeah, it ain't close to nothing. But she's the talk of the state. This woman's food is phenomenal.
What kind of food is it?
Just Southern comfort, kind of kicked up. She's right by the courthouse.
Okay.
I believe her mother's a lawyer. Her father was a pilot, so prop and gavel.
Mm-hmm.
And she's right by the courthouse. She and I met at the Floribama. Billy Highland and I both got our butts kicked by her in a cook-off down
How'd
there.
that make you feel?
Great, man. Great. I came in second to someone that good after having not cooked professionally in 2 years.
Second can be quite an accomplishment, too, depending on who's first.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby always says second's the first loser.
Well, I didn't know we were going to get into deep philosophy here this morning.
Any Nietzsche-like stuff.
Yeah.
Tony and I during one of the breaks were talking, and he hasn't read it yet, but Andy McDonald has a great article in the latest Lagniappe called The Business of Food. Folks, especially if you've never worked in this industry, please read that article, and it will enlighten you as to why this is so difficult. And I'm sure you've run into this before, Tony. If you own a restaurant, people assume you're a millionaire.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, if you own a restaurant, chances are you work 70 hours a week, and if you do your hourly wage, you'll want to commit suicide.
70's a walk in the park sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
It really is.
110, 120 hours a week. If you're a business owner or a restaurant owner and you want to be successful in this,
Yeah.
you know, you got to.
And you've got to be hands-on.
Absolutely.
You cannot own a restaurant that you only pop into 2 or 3 times a month.
There are people like that, you know, and to each their own.
Yeah. The ones that do that are successful didn't do that to get successful.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
They have worked to a point, and they've built teams over the years of people who are loyal to them, that have been with them 20 years. How long's Tom Hull been at Naaman's Catering?
Yeah.
You know? I worked for Alec in 2008, and Tom had already been there for a while. And, you know, he's a great chef. He and Alec work great together. They've built a great company together. So, yeah, Alec can be a little more hands-off. That he's not.
Right.
You know him, Alec, right?
I've met him once.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Tony. This is one of the things I admire about Alec. When he gets to the catering company or where I worked at the market, when he gets there every morning, he goes to every individual employee and gives them a hello. Shakes the hand of his male employees, gives a little hug to his female employees, and just asks every one of them genuinely, hey, how you doing this morning? And wants to know.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a great atmosphere to work in. I'm sorry the recession came when it did, and the market was just, you know, it was a wonderful place, a wonderful idea, a great business model, but if nobody has any money, they can't spend it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And
it's one of the greatest atmospheres I've worked in. And listen to this kitchen staff. I was there. Vlad Moldovano, that owns Mediterranean Sandwich Company, was in it.
He's doing good too.
Yeah. Oh man, that food is good. Jeremiah Matthews was our executive chef from Southwood Kitchen.
Okay.
Alec had a heck of a staff there. Yeah. We knew what we were doing. The food was great. Just the recession. You know, that was a high rent corner.
Well, it's good to see, you know, once people grow older and they get out of that, or, you know, out of that atmosphere, that they're all successful in their own ways.
Right. And, I mean, Vlad's sandwiches are just, they're spot on at all 4 stores every time. It's consistent. That stone that he cooks the flatbread on has got to be the secret. You know, just like it is with a great pizza like Richie does. Yeah. You know, or Sim's House pizza we've been talking about out in Sim's. They lay that on a hot brick. You get that little char that pizza's supposed to have.
Exactly.
And the Giraldi's that was at Bel Air Mall, which was the real deal New York pizza. It was the grandson of the guy that introduced pizza to New York. Ran that. And the number one complaint they were getting, if you look at their Facebook page, my pizza was burnt. No, it wasn't. It was cooked perfectly.
Yeah.
You should not gauge what you think a pizza should be off of what comes in a cardboard box from a delivery company. You know?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I mean, Domino's and Pizza Hut, the pizzas are great delivered because they're formulated to be great delivered.
Right.
But a great pizza is not going to be great delivered. It's going to be But if you get it when it first comes off that brick, and like we were talking, Richie Gambino, you go down there and get a slice of that pie.
That's good stuff.
That is fantastic stuff.
I found a new little pizza joint in Foley. It's called The Forge.
Really?
Yeah, they do a good job.
Foley is starting to really get some good places down there.
Yeah.
And
they got a good traffic flow through there too.
They do, but
with Ola being there, it's really building up a lot of traffic.
Yeah, but
always Gulf Shores Orange Beach is going to bring people in that way.
Yeah, and that means a lot of chains coming in, and that's fine. But now Foley is starting to get some really good, locally owned, chef driven, or you know, whether they went to CIA or not. You know, if you can create an entire menu, you're a chef. If you're executing somebody else's menu, you're a kitchen manager. It's the main difference.
Right.
You know, other than that, same job. Just Bill Finch. Having a good day out there, Bill?
Did he wreck a bike?
No,
I heard a bang out there.
Yeah, you know, growing up in the business, working for my dad, he was a phenomenal chef, still is. A great sense of business, and pushed me to limits that I didn't know I had. Working for Chef Brill also, another chef, Dale Mougeot. You don't know him. Worked with Pete Bloom a little bit. He's phenomenal too. Got a great sense of.
Well, you and Pete both in the kitchen. Y'all didn't need to have bouncers, did you?
Well, he was actually. He was actually the Bob's executive chef of all of his restaurants.
Right.
And then things happened, and anyway, I did a cooking show with Bobby Flay with my daddy a long time ago, and the first person I called was Pete and said, "Hey man, I'm doing this cooking show." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm jealous. Can I come?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm sorry, but yeah, I want you to, but yeah, no."
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful and honored that I can still call him a friend, and he's a good chef. And he's done fabulous with his business.
Our time is rapidly running away. Tony, when are you open?
Every day at 7 a.m. St. Francis in Jackson, Bob's Downtown Restaurant. You can catch me on Facebook at Bob's Downtown Diner. We do breakfast, lunch mainly. Any night there's a parade during Mardi Gras, we'll be open.
And the webpage is?
cornerfatandhappy.com.
Yeah, it took me a while to get that right. But and so y'all have brunch on Sunday morning. How are you doing that? And you're here.
They're taking care of business for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got a good crew down there.
Man, I've got a fabulous crew. And the people that come in there are awesome. This is the whole reason I do this job. And that restaurant, it's the relationships that we're building along the way with the people.
Yeah.
And the people that come in there, and spend their money, they see the end results. I just spent, about $4,000 on some new stools in there, put a new cabinet up.
That was looking sharp too.
So, I wouldn't be able to do it without them that visit the restaurant and come down all the time and enjoy the food and keep coming back.
Yeah, and it's great food. You keep putting out a consistent product, they're going to consistently keep buying it.
Yeah.
And don't take this wrong, but the food ain't fancy, but it sure is good.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be fancy to be good.
No, absolutely. That's
Fancy
what I was looking for regular, honest-to-God food.
Fancy is great for special occasions.
Yeah.
Or if you're a millionaire, you can afford to eat fancy all the time. But, the peasant food is the term used. It's not derogatory at all. The best food in the world is peasant food.
It's what you get every day.
We got to go, guys.
Hey,
all right.
Peace, love, and bacon grease from Bob's Downtown Restaurant.
And provolone from Mike and Stu.
Provolone. Man, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's fun. Absolutely. Heck,
Good to see you, Tony.
Hey, how are you?
Bill Finch.
Tony Sawyer, nice to meet you, sir.
Good to see you. Good to meet you.
You been down to Bob's Downtown Diner yet?
No, I haven't.
Come down.
St. Francis and
Jackson.
Okay, good.
Bill, you want to wave at the people out there? Hey, Bill Finch. Stay tuned. What's your show, Bill?
What's that?
What's your show?
Yeah, it's Plain Gardening. They know that.
They know that. All right. Y'all have a good day. Now get.